So it seems as if the leaks for the upcoming Netflix adaptation of The Witcher just keeps coming. It just like we keep getting more and more as we inch ever so closer to that eventual release date. And so, with a new batch of leaks, we have been given a glimpse into a slew of new things that I wanted to talk about, in particularly the character Triss Merigold. For the first time, we've actually gotten to see her, which is very exciting, as well as Tissaia, a new little peek at Yennefer, and for the first time, basically the major villain of the Witcher novels, Vilgefortz. So yeah, let's talk about it. So the first thing that we got to see was Triss Merigold, the actor Anna Schaffer, who is playing her, and then we also got to see the actor Mayana in her role as Tissaia de Viris. I think that's how you say her last name. And this got me really excited. Triss, first of all, I know for me personally, and I'm pretty sure, I think it's safe to say for a lot of people as well, that this is not what we expected when we saw her character. And I feel like I fall victim to this too. Just the video game version of Triss, like that red hair is so iconic, right? That like even like I just said, like I fall victim to it too. That like I feel like that is like when I picture Triss, that is the Triss I see, right? I mean, I have a huge like painting of Geralt, Yennefer, and Triss on my wall, and it's the video game version of Triss, you know, with that red hair. So like, I literally see her with that red hair every day. So imagining her with something else is definitely jarring. But in terms of staying faithful to the source material, this is as faithful as you could possibly get. She is described in the novels as having chestnut color hair, something that she is very prideful and proud of. So I definitely appreciate, you know, at least it seems to me that they're very committed to, for the most part at least, you know, remaining faithful to the source materials, but there will still be some deviations from Sapkowski's novels. I feel like the only thing that, like, not even that it's like a negative, but like just something that I'm mixed about is the hair. I mean, it does like look really nice, but I don't know. It's just like really like poofy, I guess. And I guess that's what I was talking about earlier, just like expectations versus like reality, or versus what we're actually getting. It's just like it's just inverting or subverting or whatever my expectations, what I thought this character was going to look like, and kind of flipping it on its head. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be something that I have to get used to. I'm sure that once I actually see this thing in action, that I will grow to like it. But right now I'm a little mixed on it. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I guess I was just expecting something like a little bit more, you know, straight and neat or something like that. Not to say that it looks bad, but I don't know. I just need to get used to it. But I guess like I feel like she needs a necklace too. Like these sorceresses are always decked out in you know, fancy jewelry. Like they always love to tout that. So like I feel like I could see in this picture that she has earrings. I feel like, I don't know, give her some kind of like ridiculous vibrant colored earring or something like that really pops on screen. And I also feel like all the sorceresses are described as having, you know, some sort of necklace. Obviously Yennefer with her obsidian star around her neck, even in the novels she has that, right? And it's the same thing for the rest of the Lodge of Sorceresses. They each have their own kind of unique necklace from some kind of gemstone or whatever. And it's the same thing with Trish. She has her own as well. So like I don't think we could see it in any of these pictures or the video, or it didn't look like she was wearing anything at all. So I don't know if it's something for this particular scene or whatever. Again, it's such a little minute thing to nitpick, but it's just something that I noticed. So that's Triss. I think she looks good. I like how she looks. I like I guess the biggest thing for me is just the commitment to staying faithful to the novels. It could have been so easy for them to go with the red hair, but no, I'm glad that they actually went, with the books, to give her that chestnut colored hair. It might be a little bit jarring for the people who don't know that fact about her, but this is how she actually is. So I think that's pretty cool that they actually committed to that. So now transitioning over to the second lady in this video, this leaked video, and the pictures that we got, Tissaia de Varese. She's actually a really, I feel like underrated character in terms of the Witcher universe. I mean, first of all, she is the sorceress who kind of took Yennefer under her wing, a young Yennefer under her wing. She's the one who essentially cured Yennefer of her I don't even know what to call it, her hunchback origins, I guess you could say. If you didn't know, Yennefer, she was a hunchback. She was born a hunchback. She wasn't, from the start this beautiful, glowing, sorceress. She was originally a hunchback. And it was through magic that she was able to basically become, the Yennefer that we know her as, today. And we really have Tissaia to thank for that. I mean, I don't want to say thank for that, but Tissaia is responsible for curing Yennefer of her of being a hunchback and all of the kind of deformities that she had when she was younger. And so some other things about her character is that, she was also the head of the School of Aretuza, basically the place where, all the aspiring sorceresses and sorcerers come to study and learn magic, basically under her. I don't think it's too premature to say that she was really a motherly figure for, people like Triss and Yennefer and Philippa and, a lot of these sorceresses that went to study under her. There's also a point in the novels where Yennefer plans to send Ciri off to this school that is headed by Tissaia, in order to kind of, refine her magic and her abilities and things of that nature. And then also kind of little thing, or maybe not too little, but during the whole coup on Thanad Island fiasco that happened during the Time of Contempt, when Geralt was absolutely, I think destroyed is too much, like an over dramatic word, but basically left a mess by Vilgefortz. When Geralt lost his fight to Vilgefortz, and he was literally left like a mess. Triss was there to kind of, drag him away from that fight. But it was actually Tissaia who teleported both Triss and Geralt away from Thanad Island and to safety. And then they eventually got to the Brokilon Forest, where Geralt was able to heal his injuries from that battle against Vilgefortz. But yeah, Tissaia was actually the one who got those two out of there, which I think was really cool. So yeah, I guess just all this exposition dump that I just gave you guys about this character is in the service of letting you guys know that she's a really cool character, underrated, but she's pretty important. Just in terms of what she represents, what she means to characters like Triss and Yennefer, being that motherly figure, being the one to take Yennefer under her wing, and the one who also kind of fixed, Yennefer being a hunchback. Yeah, she's definitely very important, and in this video that we got of her, I think she looks absolutely perfect. She looks great. Like, I could not be any happier with what they've done with her character in terms of costume, appearance, like the hairstyle, the casting of who is actually playing her. I've heard from some people on the Reddits and other places that she's a really good actress. So I have faith that she will be able to do this role justice as well. So I have no fears in that regard. I think they really nailed it. Just the look, just going off of the look, I think they definitely nailed it. So next we got a leak of sort of the eventual main antagonist of the Witcher novels, Vilgefortz of Roggeveen. And also behind her, we get a little sneak peek at Yennefer in a black and white dress, which definitely was to my appreciation. I gave it a little. I was definitely happy to see her in black and white, because I had a little bit of I nitpicked it in the last leaked photo that we got of her, saying that I needed to see that black and white. So it was cool in this picture that she is indeed in black and white. It's such, I feel like to others it's such a little thing, but to me, I don't know. It's like you gotta stay committed to that. You gotta stay faithful to that. That's a very important characteristic of that character. So I'm glad that they're doing it. They understand, right? But Vilgefortz, on the other hand, is a very interesting case. He's a very interesting character. So I feel like I have a lot of choice words for this character, for Vilgefortz. Like I said earlier, he does eventually become the main antagonist in the Witcher novels. I believe it doesn't really. I mean, he's kind of had his puppet strings, his plans in motion for a little bit before Time of Contempt, but his character, I believe, gets introduced in Time of Contempt, which is the second book in the Witcher novels, not including the short stories, of course. Yeah, I mean, for the ones who haven't read the books, I guess I could sum him up, like his goals and whatnot, as kind of the what the Wild Hunt were in The Witcher 3. You know, how Eridan and the Wild Hunt were so obsessive about getting their hands on Ciri, specifically for her bloodline. She's the child of the Elder Blood and whatnot. Her ancestors and stuff like that, the power that she has in her veins. Right, the Wild Hunt were after that in The Witcher 3. It's the same thing with this guy. He's after that very same power. That motivation was what drove him through the entirety of the Witcher books. And he stopped at nothing to try to get his hands on her. He needed to go through Yennefer. He wanted to go through Geralt. He had to go through a lot of things to try to get to Ciri, right? So yeah, that's basically who this guy is. He's very eloquent, in just the way that he talks. He's very well kept. This guy also knows how to fight. Like, this guy is a really good fighter. He wields a staff, and I've been generally pretty spoilery in these videos, but if you don't want to, this next thing I feel like is kind of like, I don't know, like if you don't want to hear what I'm about to say, then like tune out for like the next minute or so. But in the final battle in Stygia Castle, this guy took on Geralt, Yennefer, and Regis from Blood and Wine all at the same time. And he even managed to kill Regis and left him in this bubbling heap of just like mud or whatever. But yeah, he killed Regis. He actually beat Geralt the first time that they fought too. Left Geralt like in pretty bad shape. So that, I think that should go to show like how powerful this guy is. So I got pretty excited seeing him here, because I gotta be honest, I did not expect him to be in this first season. I haven't been paying attention to much of the casting, so like I'm sure that this has been readily made available, this information that he is in this season, but for whatever reason it just never like got to me until now. So what that says to me, Vilgefortz being in this first season, I think it tells us that the Battle of Sodden Hill will indeed be in this first season, and I cannot wait to talk about that, because it's a pretty big moment that I feel like we never really got too deep into in the novels. But just the idea that the Netflix series might actually like focus like some significant screen time on that battle really gets me excited. So to give some context to Sodden Hill, it was essentially a battle where you had a battle between Nilfgaard and the Northern Realms, and 22 mages in total participated in this battle. So, for instance, you had Fringilla Vigo, on the side of Nilfgaard. You had Yennefer, Triss Merigold, Philippa Eilhart. You had Vilgefortz himself, Sabrina Glevissig, Francesca Finnebear fighting on the side of the Northern Realms. In total, this battle started with 22 mages, and I believe 14 were killed in total. And this was actually for a lot of the participants in this battle, particularly Triss Merigold. This was a very traumatic thing. I mean, she had to fight against people, you know, that she knew, that she considered friends. She watched people very close to her die in front of her. I believe she even saw Yennefer get blinded right in front of her. It was a very visceral and I guess point in her life that, you know, she will always carry with her. It was also during that battle, she also got her hair like completely burned off. I think she said she didn't have any left after that battle. And as we know, her hair is something that's like very, very important to her. And even after this battle, she still wears a lot of those scars to this day. So it was a very, very you know, just it left her marks on her physically and mentally. And keep in mind, Triss in particular, she was very young when this happened. So that's kind of the context around Sodden Hill, and now why I believe that the footage that we got leaked to us might take place or might be showing us Sodden Hill is because we see Vilgefortz, who was the leader of the mages on the side of the Northern Realms. We see him here, you know, leading a group of mages down a staircase. That's literally all I have why I would think so, but like there's literally no point in the entire saga that we see Vilgefortz, you know, leading a Triss Merigold, a Yennefer of Vengenberg, anywhere, right? So to me, in my mind, there could only be one possibility of Yennefer and Triss working with Vilgefortz, or having Vilgefortz leading them somewhere. There's literally, Sodden Hill to me makes the most sense of this ever happening. Of course, I'll leak the full video down in the description below, but you can see, like, as Vilgefortz is, you know, rushing down those steps, it's very frantic. Like, you can tell that they are in a hurry. So I don't know. The one thing that kind of trips me up is that it looks like they're in a castle setting, so a little strange, but I don't know. Like I said, it's, in my mind at least, this was the only possible thing that I could think of this ever happening. Maybe it's something that didn't even happen in the books, which is also kind of exciting. Just the possibilities of what they can do in terms of deviating from the source material, or just diving deeper into stuff that the novels didn't really get to touch on too much. I think it's really cool. It really opens the door for a lot of possibilities. I would love it if they actually did show the Battle of Sodden Hill. I think that's a great opportunity for Triss, at least, to flesh her out, show a little bit of her backstory. I think that's a fantastic opportunity for her character, and specifically, even Vilgefortz, you know, get maybe a little bit of a glimpse of his ability to lead, his charisma as well. I don't know. I think if this is truly them filming the Battle of Sodden Hill, I think it is a great choice for them to actually show this in the first season. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this video. It was a long one, way longer than it needed to be, but a lot of stuff happened, and I really wanted to get through all of it. But yeah, that's going to do it. Tell me what you guys think down below. Do you guys think this what do you guys think about Triss and Tissaia, how they look in costume, also Vilgefortz, and my whole Sodden Hill possible theory of the footage that we saw possibly being Sodden Hill. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and peace.